guys, welcome back. This is a whole nother vehicle to the fleet. This is my dad's. It's a 2000 Chevy 3/4 ton with a 6-liter automatic 4-wheel drive. He got it. I'll throw a picture in right here. When he got it, it was all just factory. He got it from northern Ohio. The truck originally came from Arizona, and we put a set of wheels and tires on it, put a lift on it, rough country lift kit, and it turned out pretty sweet. And here it is. Here's the Vision 20x12 wheels. I don't know the offset spec off the top of my head. And then Toyo Open Country ATs. It's sitting pretty level, but he just wanted a truck that looked good and drove good, and it actually rides pretty good for the lift kit that's on it. The only issue we're finding now is he took the flares off, and there's this little rock chip here, and it's pointed out, and nothing could have got behind it. It had to come down and fall through the pocket that's up here and hit it. So the inside, it could have been a rock that fell down in there. We're going to get that fixed. Because the rest of the truck, it's a 100% rust-free truck. He's going to do some tail lights and some headlights on it. But, I mean, she has dents here and there, but we want to keep it from rusting. The dents that are in it don't matter. It's the ones where the paint's missing are the ones that matter. But as you can see, it needs a little bit of attention right here on the headlights on both sides. And then I believe the fog lights, the fog lights are busted on it. It needs new fog lights. I mean, they work, but the lenses are all busted up. But for today, what we're doing is we're going to be taking these valve covers off, cleaning the valve covers up, putting new gaskets in the valve covers, and putting them back together. Nothing too complicated. And then we're going to do an oil change right after. But this is the biggest issue right now. We replaced all the head bolt, well, not head bolts, but the manifold bolts on this passenger side head. We have not done the driver side yet. This side, he took the truck to Indiana and ended up blowing a hole in the manifold. So I had one sitting back there from one of the other engines that I've had, and we threw it on there just to get it going again. But we might be taking one of those sets of heads up there and throwing on here to get a set of aluminum heads on it, because if you guys know anything about the early LQ4 engines, they did not come with aluminum heads. They came with an iron head that is basically the same thing as an aluminum head, just they don't flow the same. They're definitely heavier, and they hold heat way longer, as all iron heads do. We eventually plan to do a little more stuff to this truck. We're gonna, like I said, fix that dent that's over there, and if I go to swap an engine in my Camaro and I have that naturally aspirated engine in the car, then we'll probably pull it out and put it in here and switch it all over to pump gas, to where then he can just run pump gas with it, but then have a pretty nice, like an engine perfect for towing, because it's going to be naturally aspirated and it's going to have a lot more torque and a lot more power than what the factory engine had. And then come on into the inside here. It's a pretty clean truck. It's a little dirty, but when it was in Arizona, which you can see right here, they kind of halfway did it. They kept it from rusting, which is a big thing, but it has the patina on it, but that needs buffed to where that line's gone, because it's all the way across. But anyways, it had a leather interior in it. But I guess it was all cracked and messed up from the Arizona heat, so they put in cloth seats from it. So we're going to be looking for a set of leather seats to put back in it to get it back to what it was, just because why not? It's a clean truck. It only has it has under 150,000 miles. I think it has like 100, closer to 140 or 135,000, somewhere in there. But I mean, look, even underneath this thing, it is spotless. Just a good old man's truck. But yep, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the valve cover gaskets. So I'll catch you guys here in a minute when I start tearing stuff apart. This one's gonna be a little more informational than my typical video too. So this is how I take them apart and put them back together. Just grab the little impact gun with the quarter inch little adapter piece, and a 10 mil and an 8 mil deep well socket with a short extension and a magnetic tray to put all the bolts. You just unclip the main harness part of the coil packs, and there should be like, I think, 6 or 7 bolts that pull that little bracket off. Don't pull the coils off individually. Flip the heater hose lines out of the road, and then there should just be 4 bolts to take the valve cover off. Take the valve cover off and do that in reverse to put it back together. But I'll show you guys once I get the get up there to get the harness unplugged, and I'll show you where the bolts are for the bracket. Alrighty guys, so sitting here, and you just pop these out. They should come out real easy. Shouldn't take much to move them around. If they do, then you probably got some bigger issues. But right here, all you're gonna do is you're gonna pull out this little blue safety, and don't break it, because that's your safety to keep that thing connected. And you just pull up on this tab and push backwards, and it will eventually pop off there, but be careful, do not break it. I'm gonna set the phone down so I can get both hands on it and keep from breaking anything, because they are kind of a pain to find. Even though I have a bunch of them, they don't all seem to be exactly the same. So I'm gonna set the camera down and get back to you guys. All right, got the plug off there. I think the gasket was just stuck in there just from heat. But there's one bolt, there's another one. And most of these are nuts on top of the, well, actually, you know what? That one might not be one. I can't remember. We'll probably take it off. Oh, that's holding down the bracket for this. That's not a bolt. There should be one, let's say there's one back here. Yep, or one right here. There's one right here. And then there should be one, yep, there's back here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So 5 of them that holds this whole thing down. Pull those out, and then we'll go to the other side and start on it. All right, got them off of there. Cool thing about the coils, independent coils, is you just take and unplug your spark plug wires and leave them connected to your spark plugs, and plug them back into the coils when you put them back on. So now that we got those off there, I am going to actually go ahead over to the other side, and we're going to take the coil packs off from the other side so we don't get any extra debris down on top of these cylinder heads. So let's go do that. If you can see, this side over here is a little cleaner. I don't think it's been leaking as much oil as the other side. Even the bolts are still fairly clean. So I think this side will probably come apart a little bit easier than the other side did. I'd say the electrical connector is probably still going to come apart just as bad as what the other one did, just because it's been through just as many heat cycles, just not as many oil cycles. But yeah, I'll get to you guys when I get everything unhooked and this one off there. All right, that went pretty quick. Got this side off. There's both the sets of coil packs. Everything did come off of this side a little bit easier. I'm thinking this side's not been leaking near as long as the other side. So let's go ahead and get these valve covers off and see what the heads look like. All right, that's the driver's side. And it looks like a driver's side cylinder head should. There's nothing out of place, nothing's loose. I went through and checked everything, made sure it was all good. And always, the passenger side's always cleaner than the driver's side because it gets the fresh oil across it first. And there is detergents in oil. And it'll clean, it's meant to clean up your engine. A bunch of people say it isn't. I can show you something that will break that myth. As you can see, my hands are dirty. Or you put a little bit of fresh oil on my hands and I bet you it'll clean my hands off. There we go, guys. I poured a little bit out in my hands. It did come out of here. As you can see, it's on here. I gotta clean all this up, but don't be listening to what your grandparents said because their oil is different than our oil. And it does have detergents in it and it cleans your hands right up. You can see all the dirt that it pulled off of my hands. So that's why your oil's black most of the time or really dark when it comes out. But it's just cleaning all the grime and carbon buildup in the engine and cycling it through, and that's why it gets dirty. But it's the detergent that breaks down along with the additives that are in the oil to help everything stay lubricated. So that's why your engine oil could be black as soon as you could have put it in there and ran it for 500 miles and your engine oil could be black. That's just because it's cleaning all the soot and stuff out of there. And that's why diesel oil, you could put the oil in, run it down the road and drain it out. And it could be black as coal because it's cleaning all the soot from the diesel. So there's just a little thing on oil. I'm going to clean all this mess up and then we'll get to cleaning these valve covers up. All right, guys, I was just editing this video and decided I'm going to cut it off right here. If you guys want to watch the rest of it, it'll be in part 2, and it's just going to be a 2-part series. It's nothing extravagant. But if you would, go into the description, check out my buddy's link for his YouTube channel. I'm going to also mention this in the next video as well. Go over there, show him some love, and subscribe to his stuff. I told him I would share the subs that I have with him and hopefully get him closer to his goals as well. We both are pretty well like-minded in the same sense. He's just into the truck stuff a whole lot. He has a one diesel pickup and he has a gas truck as well, but he's wanting to make a drag truck, and I think we're going to eventually do some kind of collaboration together. And we might add a little bit of diesel stuff to the channel with his stuff, because I'm thinking he's wanting to do a diesel drag truck. I might have mentioned it to him, but anyways, I'm excited for his channel. I want his channel to grow, same as mine. We both have regular full-time jobs. We just do this as a hobby, and yeah, just if you would, go and watch some of his stuff. It's good content. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Just don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already.